Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and informations on Path of Exile. And very quickly, last week we got the timeline for the upcoming events, and so Betrayal will end on Monday, March 4th, and well, you have actually right now it's about 1 week to complete your challenges. Also, the new expansion, the 3.6 expansion, is going to launch on the 8th of March, which means right at the end of the week when Betrayal ends. So there's like 4 days or so of cooldown where you can just relax for a bit, and we all know you will never relax and you will be pretty much planning your build. But anyway, there's just a couple more days. On the 11th instead, it's gonna launch for Xbox One. And about PlayStation though, there's going to be a little bit of delay because that's due to the technical process of launching on a new platform. So GGG cannot precisely decide when that's gonna happen, and they will need a couple weeks to check it out. So for the launch on the PlayStation 4, you'll have to wait a little bit, and they'll announce it around 2 weeks before they are actually able to do it. But anyway, we got a very quick skill rework, which is Stormburst, and as you can see in the video, it's a channeling skill again. And while you channel, you create these lightning orbs, or these orbs, which deal damage around them for a certain duration. If you stop channeling instead, they explode, dealing in a kind of an area around them all the remaining damage they didn't do yet. And this should work for AoE. If you are clearing packs, you just shoot some of those and you make them explode. And if you are going on a boss, you just let the stream go, and they will do the full duration damage. Also, this is going to be considered a new holy skill, so it's going to be half physical and half lightning, and it's gonna benefit from some of the elemental passives and the Templar passives, which are going to be added to the tree. We really need to see how the tree is gonna change, because I think there are going to be quite some changes, especially in the Templar area. But anyway, the very big announcement this week is Synthesis, which is the new league that's coming, which is the 3.6 update, of course. And basically, you'll meet Kavas, and you'll need to recover his lost memories, because these will look like they are very important for the Rayclass lore. And well, that's just the premise, of course. This is all so that you can go to a parallel world, basically his mind, and play into different areas, which kind of are going to be like Delve. They look like Delve in my mind. So it's modular, you can build it, you can bridge and add all these kind of places where you just then go and kill stuff, and you come out with the loot afterwards. The loot only explodes afterwards, so you don't need to loot. That's another thing they are taking from Delve and Incursion as well, and that seemed to work. So you can really see the similarities between leagues, and GGG is kind of nailing and going forward with the way leagues are working. And there's also going to be very distant memories where you have to put a lot of bridges to get there. And of course, in these cases, you might end up fighting some very strong foes, which of course, or hopefully, should have some really good rewards, or at least just be fun to play with. And they are definitely going to have some challenges, so some of those are definitely going to be really, really rare. In these kind of dreams, you'll be able to find fractured items, and as you can see, this item here, you can see the added physical damage, which is in a different color, and that mod is fixed there, so it doesn't matter how much you craft this item, that you cannot remove that mod. And this is really great, because if you find some really, really broken mod in there, you can just craft upon it and be really good with it. Otherwise, you can break them down into this synthesizer, and breaking different items will yield some not so random new items with new implicit. For example, this ring has flammability on hit. This helm has +1 fire resistance, maximum fire resistance, so that's pretty good. These boots have onslaught, so you have permanent onslaught that looks incredibly strong. And well, people will have to figure out the mods and the broken mods that will need to be synthesized, but some will definitely do. And well, we'll get some more broken items as usual. There's also going to be some spellcasting balance. We already saw a lot of reworks, so Spell Totem, or rather Flame Totem, the Storm Burst, and all these kind of things. There's going to be new stuff added, so the new caster archetypes, which is where GGG is leading the game at the moment, are Holy and Chaos pretty much. So Chaos is not really new, but GGG is kind of giving it a soul of its own. The new Holy spells include Divine Ire, Purifying Flames, and Waves of Conviction, and one of those has already been teased. You can see them in the many trailers and many videos that are going around. I'll put a link in the description below, of course. And also the Chaos spellcaster archetype is gonna be more like Soul Rend, which is a new spell, and there's going to be Bane, another new spell along with Curses. There's also going to be, of course, new uniques, and this time GGG said that they focused more on uniques that actually had an impact on builds rather than just spamming a lot of uniques, which didn't really matter too much. You can see there's some crazy things right here, like increased lightning per 1% lightning resistance above 75%. I mean, you can scale this one really, really hard, so I'm gonna be surprised if these remain like this. And well, there are other things like inflicting shocks and spreading them and all the kind of stuff. I mean, we'll see. I'm actually happy that GGG is focusing on build shaping unique, because that actually creates different metas and different meta games and different builds, which might not be that good, but might be really fun to play, which is the most important thing. And of course, there are new supporter packs for Synthesis, and the golden one is definitely my favorite. And about that, I actually like a lot the new way GGG is presenting the supporter packs right here. It's kind of a GIF. Yeah, it's pretty much a GIF, but you can really see how it is without having to click on all of these things here. So definitely really amazing stuff. And well, the thing that makes me a little bit sad is the fact that there are now hideouts that you can buy and you will never be able to see in other ways. So well, it's a bit sad if you ask me, but what can you do about it? Also, we got some news about Malevolence, Zealotry, and some other aura changes. So basically, Malevolence and Zealotry are two new auras, and Zealotry is of course holy themed, if the name didn't tell you that already, granting more spell damage and a small increase to crit strike chance, which by itself makes it amazing. There's also a chance to create consecrated ground on eating a rare or unique enemy, which is absolutely amazing, especially for certain classes. But also, as consecrated ground increases the chance to be critically hit if an enemy is on it. This is incredible for crit builds, especially those that work on spell damage, but it might not even be needed for that. But anyway, we also got Malevolence, which is obviously for the arcane theme, and it grants more damage over time and a small bonus to skill effect duration, which is obviously really amazing for poison builds, chaos builds, but it also works with things like Scorching Ray, Ignite, and all of the cold damage over time, which we had last league, and which is actually really strong by itself. Also, Anger, the fire aura, has been boosted, which is kind of needed, and well, Hatred is being kind of changed, which now grants more cold damage, so it's really strong for all cold skills. However, to balance for that, the physical gained as extra cold has been reduced, so it's definitely much less of a physical aura now and much more of a caster aura, or just Frostblade's aura or something like that. But also we got Betrayal, which becomes a core game mechanic, and this is no surprise. June was already intended to become one of the masters and complete pretty much the number of masters that there are in the game, even though we'll see if the new characters from the new leagues will become masters as well. That's still to be seen, but still, June will join the master roster and will be available with all of the Betrayal League in the next league as well. So since you will find June a lot less than you used to, you will find it with 3 encounters every time, and there's going to be both a research encounter and an intervention encounter, and then it's gonna be 1 transportation or 1 fortification. So the breakdown is pretty different than how it used to be, and also GGG is kind of changing the way the leaderboard works, so that you can actually go and kill the final boss and not lose all of your progress. So you just lose 1 rank for all of the members, and then you can still keep your safe houses, which is pretty good. I mean, right now that might even be the way that people plays that. We'll see if that works enough or if that doesn't work. Also, a lot of the rewards have been reduced in power because they were way too strong, especially the upgraded breach stones and some of the scarabs that were way too strong. But still, well, it's nice to see that June joined the Masters, because Betrayal was definitely a good league, and it was pretty obvious, at least to me, that they as in GGG would not miss the opportunity to make it one of the core things to do into the game, which, especially maps, will add a lot of diversity to the game and make it a lot less boring. Also, you'll start encountering June from Highgate in Act 9, so pretty far into the story. I think that's around level 60 or so. So yeah, you'll be pretty much geared up when you start meeting these guys. Yeah, I guess that was all for this week. So if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. So that was all. I've been your host Zorzo, and I'll see you guys the next time.